use a word as if that makes it the thing.
Yeah.
It all started with they them.
She refused to answer questions. She diverted attention away from the matters at hand. She refused to look at the survivors. So there's something
I don't
about
want to
this
hear shit about her refusing to look
administration's
at survivors.
attitude toward this, which I think really leads us to conclude they have something to hide. We don't.
Oh,
We have been willing to say whatever we know. We've even done it under oath.
Whoa, 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 lady! You dodged twice. You dodged twice to be seen by the oversight committee on your ties with Epstein. You and Bill were brought in. So I'm gonna be real with you. It's kind of crazy that you're trying to separate yourself from the whole Epstein debacle, but
if
why
you
are you
say
being
that,
brought in to be asked questions
Seth,
about it?
Seth, because she has said those words. Now everybody in the chat's gonna that's gonna be the words that everybody in the chat mentions. And it does not matter. It does not matter how much logic, how much reason you put into it. It does not matter what's right and what's wrong, what we know to be true, what we've seen people do, the way we've seen people act. It does not matter. And she's wrong, or she's right. People are trying to deflect attention away from this and put it on the president's accomplishments. I agree with that. I agree that that's kind of in poor taste. But that's the whole agenda of the Democratic Party right now, is to take away from Trump's accomplishment and say, but Epstein, but Epstein, but Epstein, but Epstein, because they don't actually care. It's just about political points and
Yep.
grandstanding. Two things can be true at the same time.
True. Let's get
But
back to it.
they want us to testify, not everyone else who's mentioned many, many times, hundreds of thousands of times in these files. So we've said, fine, let us do it in public. And we will appear in public and we'll answer all your questions.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. But just to be clear, do you regret the links that there have been?
She didn't even answer the question.
We have no links. We have
What?
a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about.
Yes,
they
it
are
is.
accused.
Yes, it is. Hold on. No, I'm be real with you. Your involvement is kind of at the heart of the matter.
If you can say the same thing about Trump and say that Trump is protecting people, then everything you just said means that the involvement that you had with Jeffrey Epstein should be looked at.
Yeah, because guess what?
And
Epstein was
criticized.
human trafficking all through the Clinton administration, all through that, and y'all was hanging with the man. So remember, he was operating like a savage while y'all was hanging out with him.
So Democrats are allowed to have, anonymity and, be ignorant of things. And, it's plausible that Bill Clinton just didn't know that he was a pedophile. But it's not plausible that Elon Musk knew that he was a pedophile. It's not plausible that Donald Trump knew that he wasn't a pedophile.
Exactly.
None of that is plausible, but it's completely plausible when it comes to you. Hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah. Epstein went around and tried to influence public circles. He was around in everything. So to say that everybody he was around somehow knows every single issue about his life. I've been on your show relatively commonly for the past year and a half. Do you know everything there is to know about me?
Nope.
Okay. So it's almost like people present the side of themselves that they want people to see. And if they don't want you to see it, they're not going to present it to you. Like it's how many people, I know of at least 3 people growing up in high school that killed somebody after they got out of high school. And I was like, wow, I would have never thought that they would have been that type of person.
Yeah, bro. I went to school with somebody who literally got arrested for human trafficking.
Yeah. And it's like, so because they knew you, that means you're implicated?
Exactly. That's them logic right there. That's them's logic. Well, they were best friends, yes. And I was cool with a guy that went on to traffic people. Like, I'm sorry.
Or like the notion, It's willful ignorance and it's willful misrepresentation of the facts because they know people are willing. All they need is someone to say it, and they're willing to co-sign it. And they're willing to parrot it over and over and over and over again. And there are people in the chat right now. Before I got on here, I was watching. Oh, Trump's this. He's protecting these people. They fucking repeat it. They haven't even probably read the fucking Epstein files. Don't even know who Epstein was prior to him being accused of all this stuff, but they're willing to go along with it because that means the team wins, the team sports.
Man, oh guys, and if any of y'all disagree with us, please like send a super chat and I'll be happy
Or
to hear
hop
you
up.
guys debate this, because some of you guys really don't know anything about Epstein and I kind of want to prove it. But let's get back to Hillary.
In both cases, were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is
Wasn't Ghislaine Maxwell at the Clinton Foundation after she was indicted?
Look, actually, there were ties with them even after, but I do believe so. That Ghislaine Maxwell did have ties in the Clinton Foundation.
Same thing with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, you literally, we just watched an interview the other day, like a month after he got out of prison, of him doing interviews with people and gaining credibility. They did not care how the horrific things that he did, and they let him get away with it. They didn't ostracize him publicly, and he went around and got right back in the circles. He was literally, when the 2008 financial crisis happened, he was calling the Treasury from jail.
Yeah. As
That's
if he's
Obama.
the one who set that shit up.
That's Obama's Treasury.
Yeah. Like I said, Epstein been operating all out throughout every administration, if it not be financial crimes or the most heinous crimes like human trafficking and child pornography and all that. He was doing it all under all these presidents. So for her to really sit there and say, "Oh, he's hiding," I mean, bro, if he was hiding the Epstein files, and you were doing way worse than that, you buried it.
Yeah, because the public didn't know about the Epstein files. When did the public know about Epstein files? When Epstein killed himself.
Exactly. We didn't hear about it from Bill. We didn't hear about it from Obama.
Bush.
We didn't hear about it from nobody. We heard about, actually, he only gained notoriety under Trump. He got arrested under Trump. More files were released under Trump, and that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, now I get it. I get what people are saying, that, oh, well, he forced, it's really Rohana and Massey, and you guys are right. But like I said, even if it was just a phase one with the BS binders, he'd have still done more on Epstein than any other president.
But they don't want to hear that, Seth. They want to hear things that line up with the fact that Trump is a pedophile or Trump is protecting pedophiles. So that, because it's the same kind of modality that they use when they call you a racist. It's the same modality when they call somebody a Nazi. It's the same modality when they say any ad hominem or call anybody names. It is discredit them so you don't have to debate them because their policies don't exist, for one. Like, there's a common expression: the Republicans are the party of bad ideas and the Democrats are the party of no ideas. They have nothing to bring to the table, so they have to fearmonger. They have to be social justice warriors. They have to be accusatory. They have to discredit the argument and act like children's in every single case. Otherwise, the light gets shined that they really have nothing of substance to offer the American people. They just want power to continue doing the horrible things that they're saying Trump is doing.
All right, let's get back to it.
That should be the focus.
And shout out to my man Luke, the GOAT, for becoming an insider member. Well, yes, joining the membership. Insider, appreciate the support.
We are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited and totally unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public because let's make this transparent. The survivors deserve that. The public
is that why you
refuse
to respond to the subpoena?
You know, the Republican member of Congress who is running this hearing or this investigation is trying to protect the president. So let's get to what's really at stake here.
Just on this hearing, and obviously, I'm sure Donald Trump and his administration would reject your characterization of what's going on. And He's denied
How
any
can they
wrongdoing.
reject it? They
But
can't answer questions. And the Attorney General was clearly
Neither do you.
unwilling to answer questions. She works for him. So let's be very clear here. According to what we now know, Mr. Trump, President Trump, is mentioned, some say, 1 million times in the file.
No, he's what?
People in his
38,000. I mean, 38,000
Why
times.
does the number keep going up? He is in 1,093 files or 1,475 files mentioned. His last name. Yeah, 38,000 files. Now it's over 1 million times. It's
That is
almost like,
hilarious.
bro, set. Every single time we talk about the Epstein files or a news publication publishes something about the Epstein files and Trump's name is in that publication, that number goes up. So if you just keep talking about it and you keep fucking copying and pasting the same fucking conversation over and over and over again, the number is going to go up. He's not mentioned 1 million times. Look up how many times Hillary Clinton's mentioned in the Epstein files. How many files she has on her. What about Bill Clinton?
Actually, that's a good point. Should we actually prove that? How much times is the Clintons mentioned in the Epstein files?
Yeah, look up Clinton. Just go to the DOJ's website and type in Clinton under the search bar.
Because that's a pretty fair thing to do. Let's go.
Cabinet.
That figure's correct?
That's what it says, on the internet over and over again. So let's find out what the truth is. That's why we want it to be transparent and in public.
On the internet
And
over and over
on
again.
that, your upcoming appearance before the Oversight Committee, where are we with that? You want to appear in public versus closed door deposition. Is it going ahead and how? What is the format going to be?
We will show up, but we think it would be better to have it in public because what we want is for everybody to get to the facts about this. We have nothing to hide. We have called for the full release of these files repeatedly. I think
I did
sunlight is
not
the
have
best
sex
disinfectant.
with that woman.
Get the files out. They are slow walking it. They are redacting the names of men who are in it. They are stonewalling legitimate requests from members of Congress. That has nothing to do with us.
Really?
Something is going on. They know it. I know it. If they're going to have me testify, I would prefer to do it in public because I want everybody to see it at the same time. If I have to do
What
it behind
difference
closed doors,
does it
they're not going
make?
to like what I have to say because I have
What?
very strong opinions about what it is they're hiding.
Nah, Hillary, F all that, bro. Lady, explain this bullshit right here. Why in the Epstein files is there a CD with your name on it? With your last name on it? Like, first off, like, what? Oh, shit. Actually, bro, let's just go back to how much times you guys were even mentioned. I mean, shit, 3,000 times. And then when I go to a data set, bro, I'm getting the redacted parts here. I'm like, this is not a good look.
Oh my God.
And these are the files that mention you. But I mean, we go all the way down to this nice little CD right here. I mean, what's on the CD, Hillary? What's on it? And why does it have the word Africa on it? Like, where in Africa? Hillary, can you answer that for us?
That broadcast they will not check her on that. They will not go in there to compare her to the claims that she made about Donald Trump. Now look up Donald Trump in the fucking same file.
Like, bruh. It's absolutely amazing that they can
how many
sit there
emails did
and
she
say this
delete?
about Trump with all the confidence in the world. Like, I would not be talking if I had this type of information on me in the Epstein files. A CD with my last name on it, talk about somewhere in Africa when I've been alleged to be trafficking black children. Like, really?
Come on, man. You know just as good as I do that her entire campaign was deflect everything to Donald Trump. That's the only reason she even gained any credibility in the campaign, and people even voted for it. That and fucking people wanted to vote for.
And here's the worst thing about it. The Clintons never worked with the FBI or anything like that to go against Epstein. So at least Donald Trump got an excuse for why his name's in there a lot. They don't.
I'm sorry. The last time I checked, Donald Trump hasn't been impeached for perjury. For having sexual relations with people. In the Oval Office. Then lying about it. While he was married.
Got it.
But we want to talk about Trump so hard and so fucking hot and heavy, but you can't do any fucking introspection as a Democrat and be like, oh, wow, it's almost like everything they accuse Trump of doing, they're the ones actually doing it. The reason their stories are so fabricated and so crazy is because they're real stories just about them.
All right, let's get back to it.
Do it in public because I want everybody to see it at the same time. If I have to do it behind closed doors, they're not going to like what I have to say because I have very strong opinions about what it is they're hiding and who they are protecting.
I just want to
But
ask
you know
there are
nothing
calls
about it.
for
Hold on,
another
hold on,
individual
pause.
who did-
Hold on, we got to let it play out for a little bit, but go ahead.
She has no idea of anything that's going on, but she has opinions about it.
Yep.
Wow, that perfect. I think we should play that on repeat if she decides to run. I have no idea what's going on, but I have opinions about it.
Bro, I'm be real with you. What if she's throwing Bill under the bus? Because this is a little wild. Like, your names is obviously mentioned in there in some very, like, I'll be real with you, hard to explain ways. So
what would you say behind closed doors that you wouldn't say in front of the public, Hillary?
Man,
why is it that we do, why are you telling us what we don't want to hear you behind closed doors, that we want to see you in public? What would you not say in public that you would say behind closed doors?
I mean, here's the thing, though. It's just
what are you hiding, Hillary?
I mean, and if you wanted to Ben talk about this, you could have been showed up to testify in front of Congress, and we'd read it in the transcript on what you had to show. Actually, shoot, CNN, Fox News, everybody would have been reading it to us.
It wouldn't matter. It would not fucking matter, Seth. And like it does not matter. You cannot convince these people that they are fucking wrong. It is very easy to convince somebody that, of a lie. It's very hard to convince them that they've been lied to.
Ain't that true? But all right, let's get back to it.
They are protecting.
I just want to ask you, there are calls for another individual who denies wrongdoing to go before Congress on this matter. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew. Do you think he should testify?
I think everybody should testify.
Look, including the former prince.
I think everybody should testify who is asked to testify. I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same way. That's not true for my husband and me because other witnesses were asked to testify. They gave written statements under oath.
You're not a witness,
they want
Hillary.
to pull
You're
us.
a
Why do they want
suspect.
to pull us into this?
Whoa, hold on. Did she call herself a witness?
She's referring to other witnesses and then lumping herself in the same category. She's insinuating that she's a witness.
Okay. I just have to make sure. I'm about to say, hold on now. But all right.
She's like, she's sitting here talking about other witnesses.
Complicated. This is so obvious, and they keep trying to divert. Look at this shiny object. We're going to have the Clintons, even Hillary Clinton, who never met the guy. We're going to have her there. Let's focus on what's really happening here. You have an attorney general and a Justice Department attempting to hide information that should be made public.
You mean like your emails? Or the stand down order that you gave to kill those people in
does not mean that you've
Benghazi?
done anything wrong. But speaking for yourself and for your family, what was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking, for example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was your reaction to that? And do you know the context surrounding some of those images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world. It turned out that was done long before there was any public awareness and certainly any conviction of any crime by Jeffrey Epstein. So it was a short period of time that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic.
No, Effie, go ahead, brother.
No, so I've done philanthropic work around fucking the country, not around the world. You know what I've never done? I've never taken a picture inside of a hot tub with a pedophile.
Man, yeah, that's true. I ain't did that either.
And if it's so, like, you can't sit on one hand and say Trump is guilty because he has association with Jeffrey Epstein, and you see videos of him laughing with Jeffrey Epstein, and then say, oh, but Bill Clinton, poor Bill Clinton, he's such a victim, he's so targeted, he knew nothing about it, that's why he's half naked with girls in a hot tub with Jeffrey Epstein. He was saving millions of lives by bathing in a hot tub with a pedophile. Come on, man. Come on. Use your fucking brain, people.
All right.
So it was a short period of time that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic work. A lot of people were traveling at the same time. Many staff members, guests, other supporters of the foundation. If Bill and I had a penny for every person we've taken pictures with, we would be extremely rich today.
You are.
Let's move on.
I mean, you are kind of extremely rich. We would be extremely rich. That was hilarious. I'm like, but you are rich. Like, y'all ain't broke. Hillary, you ain't never been broke a day in your life. You come from really
She ain't never
rich
worked
family.
a day in her life.
What do you mean?
She's what?
What's her maiden name?
What's her maiden name?
I actually forgot, but I know she's actually connected. Like, bro, her parents make good money. Let me actually see though.
Is she a
I know-
Rothschild?
Nah, I hope not. That'd be crazy.
I think she's related to them.
Let me see.
Who is she?
What we're seeing, you've just come from the Munich Security Conference.
It's Hillary
and a
Rodham
lot of
Clinton.
people are talking about the idea of a
That's
new
from Middle
world
East.
order. I'm interested in your thoughts in terms of transatlantic relations.
Family friend,
Family friend of what?
the Rothschild family.
Oh.
Oh, my bad, guys. I found the information. So yeah, her dad was somebody who was an American businessman, and her dad was the son of a coal miner. So, and it's Hugh Ellsworth Rodham. There you go.
Europe and the United States.
And she's
Do you think
family
that
friends
was
with the
me.
Rothschilds.
permanently shifted, that there is no going back to the way things were before?
Well, I think time will tell whether we are going to support the rule of law, support the
God.
strong alliances that were forged through and after World War II, create an area of peace and security in the transatlantic or not. And as I said in Munich, I think that comes down to whether or not the people in America turn out, Donald Trump and Republicans, who are more concerned about Putin than they are about democracy, and whether Europe stands against efforts to undermine the ties amongst European nations in favor of the rule of law, in favor of peace and security, and against Putin. So I'm hoping that the answers are the right answers. I'm hoping that people in Europe and people in the United States will stand up for universal values that have actually protected our peace and security now for more than 80 years.
When you look at the United States, would you still say it is?
Oh wow! I mean, she's also related to Angelina Jolie and Madonna.
Bro,
Yeah.
but she's poor. If she had a
But
penny
she's
for every
poor.
picture she took with, she would be rich. What do you consider rich, Miss Clinton?
Like, man, that's what I want to know too. It's like, what are you not a billionaire or something? What? Hey, shout out to my man, Dr. Luke the Goat. And oh yes, Hillary's net worth is about 32 million, which she reported to have in 2014. So we don't know what it is now. But shout out to Dr. the Goat. Said you should play baseball because you drop no balls. Every time I see you, your show, you're covering the hottest political stories. Hey man, it's my job. I try my best. And shout out to my man, Dr. the Goat, and all the supporters and viewers, and those of you who like the video. Appreciate the support. Make sure you double tap that screen, by the way. All right.
A country that can be seen as the leader of the free world?
Well, it appears that Donald Trump wants to be the leader, but not necessarily of a free world. He is very enamored of Vladimir Putin, who is a dictator, brutal
He's also criticized
dictator.
him at times.
Donald Trump has never criticized Putin. You can go
He's
back.
handling the
No,
show.
you can go back and look, because
I ain't gonna lie, Hillary, bro, she hates, bro. Hillary was like war hawkish toward Russia. If Hillary
Yes.
became president, we'd have been in war with Russia, no doubt. So I see why she's saying this. Like, oh, he ain't never insulted Putin. What you mean? He's bro. He stated,
Bro,
I'm not
hold
too
on.
happy with Putin. I'm not too
Pause.
happy.
Pause. You remember when Putin came to Alaska and they were negotiating Ukraine and they fucking flew a B-2 bomber over him directly after they bombed Iran?
Yeah,
Remember
but come on
that?
now.
But he's never shown ill will to Putin. What the fuck is that? That's
I,
damn.
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people seen that the way we seen it.
That was a fuck around and find out. And
Yeah,
people, the
a
media
show for
reported it that way. They were like, oh,
Yeah.
look, he's being antagonistic and threatening towards Putin. He can't fucking do anything. Anything he does will be spun negatively. Whether it's Apple News suppressing any positive story about him, because I think they're being alleged of that right now. Whether it's CNN, whether it's MSDNC, fucking the only place you're going to get any positive positive coverage, and I'm not saying it's for better or for worse, the only place you're going to get that is Fox News, like mainstream media. And even Fox News is criticizing him. So
Yeah.
when everybody decides that in the media, I'm not talking about everybody in public because over half the country decided that they wanted this man as president. So it's not a representation of the populace, it's a representation of the elites. And the 26% of Democrats that think that killing Charlie Kirk was okay, they're the ones that eat this shit up, and they're the fucking loud minority, always talking about something the fucking media is saying because they fucking work lockstep with each other. They do not have any original ideas backed up in any facts. They don't know the facts of any situation.
Well, Monty, I would say this. I'm pretty sure Putin likes Obama a lot more than he likes Trump.
Bro,
I mean, he was able to take Crimea under Obama. Actually, every time you Dems are in office, Putin gains land. So he gotta love you guys.
Remember,
I'd love you guys if every time I gain land was under you guys. I'd love the hell out of Democrats if I was Putin.
Bro, S.E.T. I'm
It's like it's kind of crazy though. Like, does Putin
Stop
not
using
gain
logic.
under Democrats?
Bro, S.E.T. You're a black guy. You're not allowed to use logic. They might call you an Uncle Tom. Be careful with that. YouTube might censor you.
But that is a crazy fact right there, is that, actually Trump was harder than Putin than, I'm gonna be real with you, Obama. I mean, Bill Clinton, actually. Bill Clinton
Because he's
tried
not
to bring in Putin into NATO.
Did
you know that?
No, Bill Clinton refused to bring Putin into NATO.
Nah, because the way Putin described it was that he asked Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and try for you. And then Bill Clinton came back and said, nah, we can't do it.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is because Trump does not verbally insult or attack Putin on live TV, that somehow he is soft on Putin and just lets him walk all over him.
And let's be real, Trump is not hard on any real he doesn't go too hard on any real world leader.
Not verbally in the public's eyes, but negotiation wise, and fucking when he sends Marco Rubio. Why do you think Marco Rubio is the guy with many jobs? Marco Rubio's bad cop.
Hey, I'll give you
and
that.
Marco Rubio's going everywhere. Come on, guys. Use your fucking brains. Pay attention to the world around you. And fucking, if you want to comment on a situation that's been going on for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, maybe do a little bit of research into the fucking dynamic that's been going on for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and not just the 5-minute top of the hour news coverage that you're getting every single day. Just saying.
All right, let's get back into it, because apparently, Trump and Putin are once again best friends.
They're best friends.
Many of us have done it, looking for one moment. We said, come on, he needs to solve this. He needs to. And what do we now hear? That he and Putin want to profit off the death and misery of the Ukrainian people.
I'm sorry, but that's what. Hold on, that's what NATO
going
did,
on right now.
No, that's what NATO did. Sorry, but we didn't profit. Wait, what? How? Well, we didn't profit off it. Trump didn't profit off it. The only people who profit off it was maybe our weapons companies in NATO. That's it.
And how is that? So how did that come to be a thing? Set? How is it that our weapons companies are profiting off of it? Is
Oh
it
yeah, it
maybe
was
because
all under Biden, by the way. Yeah, that was done
is it
under
maybe
Biden.
because we had a policy of sending Ukraine
Look,
weapons no matter how many people
look,
died, and the
and
fact
hold on,
that the war
and
was
let's be real
unwinnable?
here. You're right. Trump did actually send these guys weapons as well, but Biden, he opened up the floodgate of weapons for these guys.
You can't just start sending somebody weapons and then stop doing it. That is, I feel like that's unethical, because if you give people, if you put people on a war footing and then take their weapons away, what's going to happen when the force that's attacking them
Well,
gets the
what
upper
Trump
hand?
did
They're
was
going to
pretty
wipe them
smart.
out.
Trump provided a way for them to defend themselves, and then Biden comes in and completely arms them to the teeth, and now they're feeling emboldened to go against Russia.
Yeah, and that's not how they should feel. They're not the big dog on the block.
Yeah.
They don't get to be the big dog on the block. If they had put money into their infrastructure and their military themselves, then yeah, they get to be the big dog on the block. Notice how Poland is allowed to be the big dog on the block because they're fucking buying weapons and fortifying their military. Notice
Yep,
how we
them,
get to be the big
Finland,
dog on the
Germany.
block. Notice
Yeah.
how Russia gets to be the big dog on the block because they put an emphasis on their military. It's
And
almost like without your military, you will be invaded, conquered, and overthrown, and your freedom won't be yours. Your
Yep.
sovereignty won't be yours.
my sovereignty.
My sovereignty. You and my
So-
wife said that at the same time.
Shout out. But all right, though, let's keep it going.
Is that a leader? Well, I suppose if you count it in terms of military power, we are still the leader, but are we the leader in values? Are we the leader
Yes.
in bringing people together? Are we the leader
Yes.
in trying to create hope and opportunity?
Yep.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
that's an
yes.
open question.
But Donald Trump's pressure has led
I mean, let's be real. These these other European countries don't got hope and opportunity without us. Let's make that a fact.
It is
do
a
y'all
fact. You don't
forget
have to
about
make it
that
a
part? Do y'all forget about that part that social services wouldn't exist if we wasn't putting up the money for y'all military or military defense for your
No,
country?
here's what would happen. You want to see what would happen? I'll give you a play by play. Let's say that NATO was never formed after World War II, and that everybody just kind of went their separate ways and decided that they didn't want to be, in an alliance that basically obligates people to go to war if a war breaks out. That idea. I've never understood the concept of NATO with Article 5 after World War II. It's like as soon as something pops off, there will be a world war, is what I'm hearing. But let's just say, let's live in this hypothetical land where nobody is defending anybody else but the individual countries. America would go and build up everything America built up, and everybody else would focus on their social justice programs. And you know what would happen? Russia would come through and wipe them all the fuck out because Russia
Or
was
China.
not building, or China, or Iran, or fucking whatever. Pick your fucking hostile country of choice. They would come through and wipe them the fuck out, and everywhere would be fucking Russia in Europe. Everywhere would be China in Europe. It wouldn't be fucking this thing where no one wants to fuck with anybody in Europe because the United States is there.
I mean, yeah, honestly, because of the United States and what we do with NATO, I mean, it's the reason why we don't have like 3 great empires, because it would just be the American Empire, the Russian Empire, and the Chinese one. And I
Yes.
know y'all don't want that.
I do. You know what?
I mean, we don't care because
Yeah.
we're American. We don't care, but I know the rest of you guys in y'all countries, y'all would hate that if you're not in
Yeah.
America or Russia.
I wish we could fucking do it like they did in Marvel and just go look at the different fucking timelines and show what the world would look out without the United States' fucking military. Because I'm so sick and tired of hearing, oh, we're good on a military front, but are we good on ethics? The fuck? What kind of question is that? Are you trying to insinuate that we have no ethics?
I mean, okay, let them countries go out there and solve their own problems. Let's see how much ethics they use. Like, please show us something. Shoot, do better. But all right, though, let's get back to it.
led, for example, to Europe spending more on defense, including here in Germany, which is something Americans have wanted for a long time. So would you actually count that as a success?
Well,
No.
there was a lot of pressure on the Europeans from previous presidents, and including in
Bullshit.
Trump's first term. And I think the real credit for that goes to Vladimir Putin. I think Vladimir Putin's aggressive behavior, starting with Georgia, Crimea, and then the full-scale invasion of Ukraine,
That happened
has
under who?
woken up the Europeans, unlike anything anybody else could ever tell them. Obviously, Trump has, pushed that, but it's the Europeans who finally have realized that Vladimir
my
Putin
God.
is attempting to undermine European security, and left to his own devices.
Bro, I mean, let's be real though. We pushed this man Putin, and then let's be real. If we'd have never tried to bring in Ukraine into NATO and Putin still attacked, then at least we took that reason off the board. But right now, it kind of looks like the only reason that he stepped into Ukraine is because we was serious, or NATO was serious about bringing Ukraine into NATO, and that was Putin's red line. And I get that y'all wanted to test Putin's gangster, but hey, you did it at the wrong time.
Happened.
And I kind of get it. I kind of get why they want to test the man's gangster. Because I mean, look, we took this country. This is on your border. That country's on your border. They're a part of us. So I can see why they thought, all right, well, what you gonna do about Ukraine? But maybe you should listen to the man when he said this is the red line. Maybe.
Yeah. It's almost like he's been saying this for years. Have you like you've listened to Putin speak? I'm not saying we should give credibility to a fucking dictator. What I'm saying is when a dictator says they're going to be a dictator, you should listen to them and act accordingly.
Yeah, when
not be like, oh, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
We're talking about a dictator who can use military force at whim. We got to sit there and talk to Congress and go through all this bureaucracy. This guy's just like, hey, yeah, we're going to war and that's that. Like, that's the type of, that's what we're dealing with.
They don't get that. They don't understand that. It is very hard to put yourself in the situation where you're not in the United States because we have an unbelievable amount of freedom. We have an unbelievable amount of checks on our government.
Yeah,
we
and
have
protection.
We have a totally different culture and a totally different understanding of the way government works. We cannot, especially people that have never been outside the United States. I even have a hard time. I have to put myself in a different frame of mind when I think about Iran. I have to put myself in a different frame of mind when I think about Russia, when I think about Ukraine, when I think about the UK. I have to totally put everything that I know about being an American out the fucking window because it's not the same. It is not the same. They don't have, like you said, they don't have the same, oh, we got to go to Congress and debate about it for 6 years and then have American opinion fucking fall off the toilet.
Yep. Like, bro, you try to debate Putin, that's your death. Is whatever that man say goes.
Yeah. Don't stand next to a window.
Same thing with the Ayatollah. Same thing with Kim Jong-un. It's like,
and that's why you and I have some of the fucking the heads that we butt on some issues. It's like, no, I honestly believe that if you take fucking the way you look at America out of the situation when you look at Iran or look at North Korea or look at fucking countries that do not have nukes, I know North Korea does, but I'm referring to countries that do not have nukes now. Like when it's a dictatorship, when it's a Maduro, like for example, Maduro is a perfect example. That is not the same fucking world. They live in a totally different fucking world, and it is apples to oranges to compare it. Like they're a totally different people with a totally different culture. So this idea, like what people sit back and they're like, oh, why would someone do that? Why did Japan attack Pearl Harbor? Why did Nazi Germany go and try to invade all of Europe? People do not think the same way as us. And sometimes that leads to conflicts. And sometimes those conflicts become very, very bad because we are very principled. We have very high ethics. We have very fucking strong opinions on what should and shouldn't be done on a world stage. And we back those opinions up with the military that we have because we got it like that.
I'm weak. Shout out.
So
we got it like that.
Up. She wants to talk about military strategy and fucking leaves people to die in a consulate, leaves an ambassador to die for the first time in 40 years. I don't want to fucking hear it, Madam Secretary.
I believe, along with many other security experts, will threaten the independence of the Baltic states, Poland, and elsewhere. So this is not just rhetorical push from the American president. This is the cold reality that here in the 21st century, we are dealing with a dictator who wants to dominate and control not just Ukraine, but Europe.
My final question is on artificial intelligence. You believe that this should be regulated more firmly. How can that be done when
Of
you're
course she
looking at a
does.
kind of patchwork potentially of regulation across